What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson Fury, the glove conspiracy, and Deontay Wilder. Now, we know that they are all these excuses that are coming up. You know, we heard the Wilder's excuses. But now we're starting to hear more of Wilder fan excuses. Now, this excuse or this conspiracy, because they're trying to make an excuse a legitimate conspiracy theory. And they are digging and digging and digging and digging. And a lot of times, like my mom used to say, if you keep looking for something, you're going to find it. You're going to find anything that satisfies your mind. And in this case, the glove tampering has, evolved, okay? It's now people, Wilder fans, have now an excuse, or they've brought up with these other outside sources that support this conspiracy. And the conspiracy, first of all, is from a young cat by the name of Young Pharaoh. I've never seen this dude's channel. I think that was the video that kind of started all this. And he hasn't stopped. He's like the reporter that believes that it's tampering with these gloves. And what has happened is, it's a guy that came up. He was sparring Tyson Fury. If you guys can remember, that Tyson Fury's glove, okay, the padding was all in the back, okay, instead of the front, because he tested it. He pushed in the glove, and he was a spar. I can't remember this guy's name off the top of my head, but he was complaining that, hey, Tyson Fury is hitting me with gloves that they purposely taken the cushion out. Okay? Little Young Pharaoh, the YouTuber, this guy, has added that, as well as some more pictures that were more specific. They were more clear to what Tyson Fury was doing, and it looked like his fist was in his wrist area of the glove. So the glove was here, but his fist was here. And as he was hitting and he was slapping him, okay, with the punch. Now, let me counterpunch this, first of all. I do remember in the 8th round that it was the first fight where they kept shoving his hand down in the glove. And Tyson Fury himself has said, well, you know what, I didn't like this type of glove. I like that type of glove. Now, I will say this, if there's any truth to this, Tyson Fury is not to blame. Tyson Fury is not to blame for the way he was punching. You know who's to blame? The ref and the officials. And Wilder's team. Let me explain. For one, the referee should have saw that an open punch, now this is true, an open punch, you cannot hit a person, okay, with an open hand. You can't do that. You can't hit a person with an open glove or the inside of your glove. You can't hit him with his wrist. If his fist was in the wrist, that means the referee should have caught that. And he's done that in both fights. But there's the whole key. He done that in the first fight, and nobody said shit. Nobody said anything, including anybody from the corner of Wilder. That's why it's Wilder's corner's fault, his team's fault, for not even seeing that. Oh yeah, that is right. Because maybe when Mark Breland got agitated and left, he didn't catch what Tyson Fury was doing. And I honestly think Tyson Fury does that for speed. You know, he flicks that out there. He uses that glove like a whip that gives him more leverage. So he's not engaged into the distance of Wilder to get countered with the right hand. So therefore he slaps it. He slaps him with it. So he's farther away, so he's out of danger. That gives him this probably about this much of space instead of turning over the fist. Okay? So if you flick it and flick it, you could easily get back. So he's flipping it like a whip, which Ben Davison mentioned that. Okay. Now, they asked Ben Davison, hey, what do you think made Tyson or team taking padding out of the gloves to hurt sparring partners when they only do 1.5, maybe 3 rounds at time in and time out for 3 benefit? Funny how Tyson has great relationship with everybody he spars. Convenient timing too. Well, they've added this to the 2 fights. Okay. And it's the officials because, see, if the officials they check the glove. And if Tyson Fury wants a particular type of glove, because yeah, you have puncher's gloves and you have gloves to defend. You know, I remember specifically remembering the first Holyfield-Lennox Lewis fight, where Lennox Lewis, he used the Everlast glove that was more of a puncher's glove, whereas Holyfield used more of a defense blocking glove because the padding was more on the outside, was around, so it was better for blocking versus the puncher, which it was solely located on the top of the glove. Okay, those are the gloves that Lennox Lewis had versus Evander Holyfield having a bigger glove to do more blocking and defending. So if there's truth to that, for one, Wilder's not even saying anything. His corner's not saying anything. That's not even their concern. That's not their complaint. And the complaints are ridiculous. They are just off the chain with the delusional, oh, I didn't have legs, therefore he didn't hurt me. That's being a bold dummy. Because, see, had I made an excuse, this young guy, Farrell, he might be a Wilder guy, sure, why not? But if I'm smart, or if my team is smart, and you wanted to give any type of excuse, this would be the excuse to have. So if you're going to pick an excuse, pick this one. Why? Because this one really makes more sense. The glove, he was hitting me with his wrist. He was hitting me with an open hand. So he was really kind of hitting me with the glove, with his fist, with a little bit of leather, and he was slapping. But even the way he was punching that glove, he was throwing hooks like that. It doesn't seem like that effect would hurt Wilder. It didn't hurt him in the first fight like that, right? So nobody said shit. And it did in the second fight. Okay, so this is the thing. Wilder, and it just shows you how ridiculous their excuse, well, no, it's his, not their. I can't say JD's and Mark Breland didn't say anything about legs. They didn't say that. This was Wilder's excuse. So if Wilder's not even clever enough to come out with an excuse that could stick, like this one's trying to stick, why are we arguing? I think if young Farrell was, I think he would have tried to at least reach out to Deontay Wilder before he fucked up and said one of the stupidest things that you could ever say as an excuse. I think he should have reached out to him like, dude, he was hitting you with an open glove. That's illegal, right? But then, is it hitting a person behind the head illegal? He did that in the Luis Ortiz fight. He did that when he hit Tyson Fury, he caught him. But Tyson Fury was bending down. But he wasn't turning in, but he was bending down. So that made it legal, really, believe it or not. But the punch itself landed in an area that it didn't really supposed to connect fairly, okay? So we have Wilder fans saying it's the glove, the tampering. They referenced the trainer, the sparring partner, that, hey, this guy does take shit out of his glove. They referenced that. And then they put together the first fight and the second fight. Now, one thing about this is Tyson Fury's been consistent the way he punched. If he would have done anything different in the second fight than he did in the first, besides attack Wilder, this guy might have a point. You know what I mean? Okay, you got an argument there because, yeah, he was punching differently in the second fight. The only difference, he wasn't. Tyson Fury was punching to defend and to elude. In the second fight, he was punching to attack encounter. Okay? He was increasing the space between the two. He was attacking to destroy. And he almost done that. So no, I don't really buy the glove thing. If they're going to do an investigation, they would have done it before now. It's too much time has went by with these gloves. Those gloves don't belong to the fighters. Okay? Look, if you guys know how this works, the day before, either before or after the weigh-in, they check those gloves. They pick those gloves. They have a variety of gloves on the table, right? They look at these gloves, no, they check the padding or whatnot. They try the glove on. If the glove's right, okay, we want these gloves. They pick these gloves, they mark those gloves. Those gloves then go and they take those gloves away, right? The officials, they take those gloves away until fight night, until the night of the fight, and they bring them, the officials bring those gloves to the locker room of the fighters after they get their hands wrapped. That's how it works. After they verify their hands wraps, they make a marking of initials to signify that this particular wrapping is legal. Then they put the glove on. Then they tie rope or tape around the glove. Then they're ready to fight. That's it. Now what they do in other hand, maybe, like they got on Kovalev one time for punching the floor, making the glove tighter. He can't do that, right? So he started punching the wall. So there's other little tricks to make the glove a little harder, okay? And if he did that, okay, well, what do you do? But at what point does the glove become more of an attacking weapon or more effective doing so? I just think he caught Deontay Wilder. Wilder was not honestly prepared physically, mentally, and of course he wasn't mentally because he didn't have anything else to offer but a right hand. He didn't even turn the left hook over. The right hand, that's all he threw because all he could think is, oh, this is my only thing that I will ever need. But what's sad about it, at that point we start getting his ass whooped. This is the only thing I have. But anyway, the excuses keep coming. Now the excuses are from not even from Deontay Wilder himself. They're coming from Deontay Wilder's fans. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this particular accusation of tampered gloves by Tyson Fury. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.